What's up? Quick story time. Yo, this one time, I get this random message on Twitter. They're like, hey, Jason, my wife's a big fan. She wants to shoot a movie with you. What are your movie filming rates? I'm like, yeah, just 4K. He's like, okay, that's fine. We'll give you 10. I'm like, all right, cool. So I go there and I shoot the film with the woman. I dropped some severe glizzy destruction on her. And the husband is recording this, right? I'm like, this is weird as shit. I'm like, some people, I never understood it, right? Nonetheless, so I dropped the glizzy on the woman or whatever. So she dropping the go 3000. She's saying, hey, little man, you like that? He was like, yes, ma'am.
I'm telling you boys, something terrible has gone wrong with Adam22 and the No Jumper podcast. I mean, bro went from
right,
I got too much money to have her getting dunked fucked by some fucking linebacker
to this.
She shot her first ever scene with another man.
Oddly quickly. And let's just be honest with ourselves, boys, that is not normal. And you know what we're not gonna do? We're not finna make that normal. That's not gonna become a regular thing in society. So about a week ago, I dropped a video titled, "This Could Be the End of Adam22." And in that video, we talked about his wife and the situation that happened that kind of led us to where we are today. If you haven't seen that video already, I would definitely recommend checking it out. You boys showed a ton of support on that video and I really do appreciate it. I meant to get this video done and out for you guys a few days ago, but July 6th was actually my birthday. I just turned 22 and I went and drove out about 5 hours and visited some family back in the town that I grew up in, and I just didn't have time to get a video done beforehand. But honestly, that's not really a big deal because while I was out there visiting family, Adam22 just continued to make the situation worse and worse. Like, if I would have got this video done for you guys a few days ago, I would have had to make another update video. That's how crazy Adam22 has been acting. And in a way, I kind of get it. I mean, if the entire world was making fun of me because my wife got railed on camera by another man, I would be acting pretty fucking crazy too. But that's the thing. This would never happen to me. Not in a million years, and not for $1 million fucking dollars would I ever let my wife get railed on camera by another man. Adam22 has wasted absolutely no time telling the world that his wife has felt another man's meat. Literally since the day that this was announced, that is the only thing he has talked about on Twitter and on the No Jumper podcast. My first video talking about this dropped on July 1st, and by July 2nd, this is what he was tweeting out. It's officially been a week since I let my wife do porn with another guy. I felt a little jealous at first, but overall it wasn't that big of a deal. She's watched me sleep with hundreds of girls and it's never affected our relationship. Sleeping with that gentleman has been amazing for both her career and our business. Overall, I'm glad we did it, and I'm happy to report her vagina has returned to its original pre-BBC size. Fucking outrageous tweet. I'm telling you boys, clout is one of the most dangerous drugs we have in today's society because that is the only reason I could think a man would possibly tweet something out like this. And obviously he's doing this so that more people will subscribe to their OnlyFans page. But let's just be honest, if someone wasn't already subscribed, I don't think this tweet was gonna change their fucking mind, bro. I don't think that was the banger tweet Adam thought it was. So Leafy actually ended up responding to this tweet and he said, "Whatever helps you sleep at night, cuck," which honestly is a pretty reasonable response in this situation. We can't let men that do this get away with this. We have to make fun of them so that more men don't do this and this doesn't become a normal thing in society. We need to end this now before it becomes a bigger issue in the future. So if you ask me, Leafy's response was exactly where we need to be in society, but Adam22 didn't like that very much and he responded and said, "How many sex partners have you had? No offense, but you resemble some sort of a botched abortion attempt. Not sure why this app has given you the confidence to be critical of anyone else's life choices," which is an absolutely outrageous response. I mean, yeah, Leafy is kind of a goofy looking motherfucker. We all know that at this point, but you look like you went to your local tattoo artist and said, "Fuck my shit up." You look like you went to the nearest elementary school, went into the art class and had the kids draw on your body and call it good. And I don't really see the point of bringing up body counts in this situation. Nobody cares how many girls you fucked, bro. We're talking about your wife taking a big black cock right now. Stop trying to steer away from what we're talking about. Push the conversation in a different direction. That's not what we're doing. Not only that, but all of these bodies that you have, most of them at least, is because of the Plug Talk podcast that you do with your girlfriend. And if it wasn't for that, these girls wouldn't want anything to do with you because you would have no leverage at that point. If you weren't successful, if you didn't have clout, these females don't want you. So bringing up body counts in this situation doesn't matter, bro. Go get your wife. She's got another man's dick in her mouth and you're over here arguing with fucking Leafy on Twitter. So this is where things continue to get even worse for Adam22. I want you guys to pay attention at the times that these tweets were sent out. So the one about the body count that he sent out to Leafy was at 12:25. Well, at 12:31, so literally 6 minutes later, he tweets out, "Generally speaking, I'm just ignoring the hate right now. But Leafy, pretending he is in a position to judge anyone else's sex life cannot stand." I love how he's trying to claim he's ignoring the hate, but he couldn't even go 10 minutes without bringing up Leafy, who is someone who is doing nothing but hating on him. So clearly you aren't ignoring the hate since you're replying to Leafy and now you're talking about him in third person in a tweet as if he's not gonna see it. Then at 12:41, so exactly 10 minutes later, he says, "Kinda weird how calling me a cuck is supposed to offend me. I saw the video of my wife getting plowed and I thought it was pretty hot. If that makes me a cuck, so be it." I mean, holy shit, who is gonna tell him? I really want to believe that he isn't this delusional, but let's be honest, boys, that might be the only way that he's sleeping at night. He has to be this delusional. He has to cope this hard, or else he wouldn't be surviving right now. Now, those aren't the only tweets that Adam22 has made about Lena since they announced the video coming out. I'm not gonna lie, this is like the two-man situation. He has literally tweeted about it multiple times a day since it was announced. He just can't stop talking about it. So I guess him and Lena thought it would be pretty funny to have Lena go on the No Jumper podcast and have her talk about the scene with Adam on the podcast. And I just want you boys to listen to this clip. Imagine your wife or even your girl sitting down and talking to you like this.
It wasn't hard to come back to your. I was in a lot of pain for a few days, so having sex was, you know,
It was reupholstered.
you're a little traumatized by me being like, ouch, hold on.
At first, yeah. But that did go away pretty quickly.
It took like 3 or 4 days, yeah.
Yeah. You feel like it snapped back? Well, you never had the natural birth that you were planning on.
I don't believe that vagina stretches from having sex once for 40 minutes with a bigger.
I mean, could you imagine sitting down with your girl and she describes how it felt to get railed by another man? This is absolutely fucking humiliating for Adam22. This is some Jada Smith shit, but honestly, this is way worse. And I'm fully aware that for the most part, they're doing all of this stuff, getting all of this extra attention so that more people will pay for their OnlyFans. But if you actually watch this interview, the way his wife is acting, the way he is talking to him and about Adam is so fucking terrible. It's embarrassing. This goes so much deeper than just one scene because they wanted to make a little bit of money. I'm not gonna lie, like, this is not a joke. Adam22's wife thinks he's a fucking bitch. It is so obvious. So later on in this podcast episode with Lena, they actually brought on Jason, the guy that literally just boned Lena, and they started asking him questions, and one of the main questions that they asked him was basically, how do you feel about Adam giving up his wife, letting his wife do this? And this is what he had to say.
Yeah, so a lot of people want to know, I don't know, just like if I should feel diminished as a man as a result of this. Like, the cuck narrative is very, very strong. I just want to get your thoughts on that, and if how people should think about that in the context of me being, you know, the silent third party in all this.
Well, I don't know. Like, if you look at it in the business aspect, then basically it was just a job, you know. She's high up in her ranks. I'm high up in my ranks. Us two together obviously would make the most amounts of money. So it's not so much being a cook. If you're comfortable with it, y'all communicated it prior. Obviously, she said y'all did. So it's not really a cook situation. It's more of like two people coming and making an understanding.
Yeah.
You know, so if you cool with it, then, you know, it is what it is. Me personally, I don't know if I have enough in me to allow it, but everyone's different. Everyone have different levels of, how do I say, mental maturity.
Look at Adam's face when he says that. It's almost as if he had a moment of realization. It almost looks like he expected bro to bail him out. Like bro was just gonna be like, yeah, it's cool, I would totally do that. No, any dude out there that isn't a bitch would never do this. Not even for $1 million, not for 2, not for 3. There is nothing in the world that can make an actual man let his wife get railed on camera. I mean, screw it, forget the camera. I keep saying on camera, fuck the camera. There is nothing in this world that will allow an actual man to let his wife get railed by anybody else but him. We're not talking about a girlfriend, bro. This is your wife. Now, I don't want to be the type of person to be like, no way a relationship can last. I'm not going to get into that. But all I'm going to say is, I hope Adam is getting real comfortable with the idea of his wife being with other men, because there's no way this is going to be the only time. I mean, you guys can go ahead and watch this podcast. This video would be 1,000,000 years long if I put all the clips I wanted to in here, but I'm not gonna lie, during this podcast session, it looked like Lena was more than ready for round 2 with Jason, and it sure as hell didn't look like she was acting. Basically, every single day since the day this has been announced, Adam has talked about it on his podcast, and I have to show you guys this clip from one of the podcast episodes that he did where he talked about this.
Now, the one thing that I definitely am going to do at some point is fuck her with another guy on
That's
Plug
what
Talk.
that was my next question.
That definitely is going to happen at a certain point.
My next question, like,
Because
would you do the train thing?
I'm not a train. We just gonna like, you know, double team her probably. Like she's down.
Well, I guess my point just got proven right there. It looks like Adam is prepared for this to happen again, and not only is he prepared, but he's ready to jump in and go to town with another man on his wife. Actually fucking incredible. Incredibly sad. Without really having much context behind this is sad, but once you realize that they already have a child together, that's when you realize that this is really fucking sad. This child is born into a situation that they can't control. It really makes me feel terrible for the child, but the sad truth is we're gonna have a generation of kids that are gonna have to deal with this kind of stuff in a way that previous generations never really had to. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I don't really care about Adam22 being a cuck. It doesn't really affect me, but what I do care about is people like him trying to make this shit normal. There is a lot of young people on the internet, and we don't need them growing up thinking this is normal. If you want to do some weird shit and give your wife to other men, go for it, but do me a favor and keep it off the internet and keep it to yourself. And if you don't, you deserve to get bullied, honestly. You deserve to get bullied for the rest of your life. I hope everywhere you go, people remind you that you're a fucking loser. With that being said though, boys, I hope you did enjoy this video. I really appreciate all the support on the last video. Go ahead and drop a like on this video and comment down in the comment section. Thank you so much to my members, Jewbear and that archive guy. You two are absolutely insane and the backbone of this channel. And with all of that being said, boys, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Big things coming to the channel this summer, and I will see you boys in the next one.